Hello and welcome to The Healing Way. My name is Richard Clark, and on this video I'll be talking about rheumatoid arthritis, cells and cancer. Okay, there's quite a lot there, and some of these connections are quite puzzling. So I'll start at the beginning with rheumatoid arthritis and work my way through and perhaps discover more as I go. This video follows on from previous videos where I'm doing a study mainly of cancer. This is a line of investigation to understand cancer better, its root causes. And I should say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, a scientist or anything like that. I'm just a private individual. I just sit in my living room on my table talking to a camera, and I video my perceptions of these various conditions. And I've been doing a study of health and healing for over 20 years. So this isn't something I've just started yesterday. Right, rheumatoid arthritis. Now I'm talking about rheumatoid arthritis, not arthritis in the general sense, or osteoarthritis, the bone arthritis. This is rheumatoid arthritis, the inflammation of the joints, as I understand it. Now, there aren't really the words to explain it, because I talk about energy, but it isn't really an energy. And I talk about things like the death power, although it's not really a death power, it's more like a regeneration power. So the words and concepts are a little bit tricky. What I see with rheumatoid arthritis is it's a root problem. It's a root illness that gives rise or has expression with all kinds of other illnesses. So you can have rheumatoid arthritis, and I think most people are. I think our natural state, if that's the right way of putting it, the state that most people are in is to have, at a very deep level, rheumatoid arthritis. And we don't know we've got it because we don't have any joint pain, we don't have inflammation, we don't have any problems. Except when we get older it tends to come out because our bodies become weaker, slower. We lose energy and it comes out. So it tends to be an illness of the elderly, but I think it's there. I think we're born with it. I think it's a product from the environment. The energy comes from the environment. And as I say, it's a root illness or disease that gives rise or has expression in a lot of other illnesses, such as depression, migraine, asthma, allergies, all kinds of painful conditions. Right. So it's there, it's solid. It's an energy that appears like a layer. When you see these people who study rocks, archaeologists, and you can see the layers of the rocks, and you can see the strata in the layers. You can see as the rocks were laid down, the sediment. This is how it looks in a human being. We appear to me, my perception, to be in layers. We acquire layers as we go through life. And we seem to acquire a layer of rheumatoid arthritis about the age of 10 or 11. That's when it seems to be laid down. And then it's compacted by layers that form on top of it. And it becomes very solid, very inert, useless to the body. It's a layer of, it's like an energy, but it's an inert form of energy. It's like a seam of coal, really. That's probably a much better way of putting it. It's like a seam of coal that is in a very low level, is at a very low level of us. And this is the basic beginning or form of rheumatoid arthritis. It has its expression. It expresses itself in later life as rheumatoid arthritis. And as I say, it also is like a root hub of lots of other things, like in the head, in the back, in the chest, and all through the body we have this, whereas it expresses itself that's when we get these other conditions. Very heavy depression would be this, or a form of depression. I'm aware that there's different types of depression. Now, where does it come from? Well, it's a good question. It's laid down. Why the body does this, I do not know. And why it does it at the age it does it, I do not know. That's going to have to be something for another day. All I can say is that's what I perceive. It's there. Now, I've said on previous videos that in my view, cancer and rheumatoid arthritis are like two sides of the same coin. They are linked. There is a linkage. And it seems to me that rheumatoid arthritis is a passive form of cancer, and cancer is an aggressive form of rheumatoid arthritis. One is inactive, one is very active. The cancer is very active. Now, how does that come about? Well, it seems to me that it happens in the cells. The cells act as a crossroads, a junction, a way place, somewhere where things go in and are changed. Now, the cells appear to me to be consuming this energy of rheumatoid arthritis. It's like they munch on it. Very strange. Now, why would cells do that? It seems to me they're not doing it for... they're digesting it. They're digesting this energy, probably to get rid of it. They know it's a danger to the body, and this is one way of getting rid of it, to digest it. I've just thought that the immune system, when it's dealing with foreign invaders, viruses, it surrounds the virus with the antibodies to destroy it. So this idea of consuming something, surrounding it, digesting it, seems to me to be consistent with the immune system. But this isn't just the immune system's cells. I would say this is all the cells of the body are consuming this energy. Consuming this energy. Now, when cells consume energy, it seems to me they do it to make up for a deficiency. They're doing it to make up for a deficiency. And I'm not clear on any of this. I have to be quite honest. I'm not clear on any of this, and as I'm talking, I'm working my way into it. Take small steps, a little bit from here, a little bit from there, work it out, build a platform, stand on the platform, get up to the next level. So I want to take it steady. I don't want to rush into this. I don't want to make assumptions or good guesses or anything like that. It needs to be looked at very, very in great detail, very, very closely. It needs very strong investigation. So we've got a situation where the cells are consuming this energy because it seems to me they need the energy. Now then, this brings us to the last video where the sun's energy was being impeded by pollutants in the atmosphere. Specifically, the kind of unusual type of pollutant, the corrosive greenish gas, as I perceive it, that's given off by high tension electricity cables. The cables that transmit electricity from a power station to cities and towns. Over here we say they're pylons in the UK. This gets into the atmosphere, it interferes with our absorption of the sunlight, or more accurately, the sunlight is damaged. A part of the sunlight we need is screened out. So we're not receiving everything we need from the sun. So the cells then, or rather by we, I mean the cells of our body, are not receiving this energy because the cells basically are converters. They convert what they get into something they can use. And that's quite an interesting thought. Probably most life does that. We take food and convert it into nutrients and energies that we can use. So there's nothing new in that. And on the cellular level, on the level of cells, it seems that's what's going on. The cells take a type of energy which is more non-physical. Sunlight or life force as I've been referring to it, is very non-physical, and our bodies need something very physical. So it seems to me that the cells of our body convert non-physical powers or forces or energies into more physical forces or energies that we can use. So the cells are a converter, a process of conversion. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it. Now they're digesting this energy of rheumatoid arthritis, and it's unclear why. To make up for the loss of sunlight, the loss of this element in sunlight. And also, what brings in the death power or the regeneration power? What brings that in? I'm pretty sure that this absorption, no, I'm going to have to work more on this. I've got to the point where I thought I would get to, and I was hoping more would come clear, but at the moment, no. So I'll leave it at that. I'll call this part 1. Okay, so this is going to be rheumatoid arthritis, cells and cancer, part 1. And we'll look at we'll go into more detail on cells and cancer and everything else in part 2. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Hope you can follow what I've been talking about, but I'm glad to have been able to talk to camera and get it out. I hope you'll listen to part 2 or watch part 2. Thanks.